there's a concept from ACT, from Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, called urge surfing, or surfing the urge. And literally, like a surfer, the idea here is that that when the urge takes you, the desire takes you, the impulse takes you, if you're not prepared for it, and I'm going to mention kind of how we do that a bit later on. If you're not prepared for it, then you literally surf the urge. You wait it out, like a surfer will waiting for a wave and then riding the wave. And I want you to think about sort of maybe three analogies using water here. So first of all, with the thoughts, think of the thoughts like particularly if they're very intense, or the feelings are very intense, or the urge is very strong. You're standing in a waterfall, a really, really heavy waterfall, and you are literally getting overwhelmed with the force of the water. If you can take a moment to understand that all you have to do is step back and observe the waterfall, then the perspective changes, but also everything that happens to you changes. Does that make sense? So in terms of the thoughts and feelings, think of it like that, stepping back from the waterfall and just observing it. Beautiful thing, yeah? So that's with regards to the thoughts and feelings. With regards to the kind of urge surfing, or surfing the urge, think of there's a couple of kind of techniques with this. Think of the surfer who's waiting for the big wave, and then catches the wave and sits on it with his board or her board and rides it out until eventually the wave, as it inevitably will, crests and crashes. Yeah, that's what happens. The wave surfaces, it breaks, it crests, and then it breaks and it crashes. And inevitably that's what happens with your urge or your desire. You just got to surf it, wait it out. Now if it's particularly strong, one of the analogies to think about is riptide, because a riptide is where the current goes in the opposite direction and would pull you away from the shore, so literally going out to sea. If you try and fight it, if you try and swim against it, then it's going to overwhelm you, a bit like the waterfall. But if you run parallel with it, yeah, or if you flow with it and then go parallel and just run along parallel with the shore, eventually you're going to find a break and you're going to start to be able to move towards shore and what you might call safe harbor or safety. So, does this make sense? So waterfall, wave, and riptide. There are three ideas to kind of think about when we talk about surfing the urge, or urge surfing. Yep. Now, studies vary between 10 and 30 minutes in terms of how long it takes for the urge to kind of crest and break and fall away. But generally speaking, if you work on the basis that it's about 10 to 15 minutes typically for an urge to kind of go, then if we're pulled internally by a trigger that leads us to go and be distracted and get our noses stuck into Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is that's taking us, Netflix, or it's taking us off beam and off track, then it's just a matter of, first of all, being aware. Remember what I said yesterday, talking about just telling yourself, this is an acratic impulse. This is akrasia. This is me not having control over myself. This is me acting against my better judgment. Be aware of it. Stand back and see it. Waterfall, yeah? And then understand that you have power over this thing. You're not powerless. So make a decision to surf the urge and simply be present and draw mental breath. And within about 10 or 15 minutes, you'll find, particularly if you occupy yourself with something that just continue with what you're doing, that takes your mind off that, you will find that the urge just falls away.